they are very much Indian, and they are actually very much part of every horoscope, right? So can we move on the next slide? Next to next, right? Next to next. What is MC? Yeah, actually, this is the review. What should I call? This is a repetition of a part of a lecture. Actually, last week I have already given this lecture, but it was suddenly discontinued. The technical problem in my area, right? Back, slide number 3. There is a sky and there is a man standing. The slide number 3. Yes, you all know what is MC. I have explained last. This is the very highest point on your sky anytime, any day, right? When you were born, there was a highest point in the heaven, right? On ecliptic, not above your head. Above your head, this point is called the zenith. This is not an MC. This is a different because the sun moves, travels slightly curvature southward, right? Uttarayan and Dakshinayana, right? So it is not always above the head. Above the head, if you are living in a equator country like a Kenya or Ecuador or Maldives, etc., etc., where sun is at the top of head at midday, right? But the countries who are at the northern hemisphere, like subcontinent, like Central Asia, Europe, etc., etc., MC is ecliptic path is like a curve, like a rainbow, right? That is the highest point of the rainbow. It is called the MC medium Kelly Clayton, right? It is actually also a midday point where sun during its travel contains the highest point. And in Sanskrit, this concept are also known as Abhijit Bhag and very much used in Mahurat, right? And this is not an alien thing, MC. Abhijit Mahurat is entirely based on MC point, right? A ghadi before and a ghadi after MC, and that is how we define the Abhijit Mahurat or Abhijit Bhag, right? This part is also used in Bhava Chalit chart, in where the 10th house is actually the central point of MC is the central point of 10th house, right? So if you look at southward, your house roof or any open area or seaside, etc., on your left hand side, there is a east ascendant. On your front, there is a MC point, just directly proportionally or perpendicular to that point. And on your right, there is a sunset area or there is a western direction. So it is very easy. This is natural everywhere on the world except in northern or southern pole, right? So move on the next slide. This is the explanation of the MC. And actually, there are four cardinal or primary points in every horoscope, right? We all know what is ascendant. Ascendant degree, not the house. This is a technical point. Ascendant degree can be a 2 degree, 5 degree, 10 degree, 29 degree. I am referring here ascendant ASC or Lagna point. It's actually the degree, right? It is all three are points, not houses. Remember, I bold the letter points. Ascendant is a point. On the basis of that point, we define the house, right? This is a different point and place. These all are points, intersecting points. Ascendant is a point, right, on eastern horizon. On the opposite, descendant DSC, seventh house cusp is a point. This defined your horizon, and on this mid of these two extreme points, there is a MC at the top and IC at the bottom. MC is the culmination point, while IC is the anti-culmination abyss. Right? This is called the Patal, just below Akash above. Right? Ascendant and descendant are always 180-degree apart and create a horizontal axis, right? And MC and IC points are 1 degree apart and make vertical axis. Here, horizontal and vertical, I mean the wheel, the natural circle, or if you look at the heaven, earth, or your horizon, any seaside, any open ground, or any area, or just rooftop of your house, right? On time scale, sun at MC, if suppose at the mid time marks the midday. At midday of your local time, sun is always conjunct MC point. It is also called the Abhijit Bagh, where MC, where sun at IC just at midnight. It can be 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. or 1 p.m. The time between 12 around our region. So it marks the midnight, and it is also called. It is also has a special word called the Nishit Bhag or Nishit Mahurat. Right. This is just opposite of Abhijit Mahurat, and but this is not good for the mutton or worldly job. This is good for personal meditation and rituals. All that. MC is not always 10th house. This is very important point. MC is not always 10th house. IC is not always 4th house in a Rashi chart. It can be, it's a point, MC is a point, it can be in 10th house MC, but it can also be 9th house, 11th house. Similarly, IC is a point, not a house. IC in Rashi chart. I'm having a right, but IC can be in third house of a Rashi chart. IC can be fourth or fifth house of a Rashi. IC can be in a, but they are by and large in visible hemisphere or invisible, right? But on the other hand, MC is the 10th house degree and IC is a 10th house degree. Always in a Bhava chart. In Bhava chart, because Bhava chart actually defined on the basis of MC and IC. This is the reason, right? So there is an another concept related to MC and IC, and it is the direction of your compass. Those who are using Vastu understand well. Those who are actually reading and applying and practicing advanced Vastu and use how to use your compass, direction compass, east, west, north, south. They know well that ascendant degree is not always the east. Ascendant can be 2 degree ahead or behind east point. So as the descendant is not always approximately, because in summer and winter sun rises in a different position. This is if you know understand what is Uttarayan and Dakshinayana, right? Northern course of sun and southern course of a sun. Because of this difference, your ascendant point is not always east in Vastu compass, right? So as the descendant, but MC is always indicating south in your chart. Whether MC is in your 11th house of Rashi or 9th house of Rashi, MC is always south direction on compass on ground. You can check it. You can cross check it. So as always, IC is always north direction in your compass. So these are some important correlation and consideration related to MC and IC. So move on a next slide. How to find MC and IC? It is very easy. You can use Jehora software. You can use any app that shows the Bhava chart. So in Jehora, next to key info is a tab where your date, time, place, month written. There is a next tab at the bottom of a screen. It is called the houses, right? Yes, this is the houses. You click it, right? Open your chart and click this houses, and you find there is a list of house start plus end, right? This is a table. But make sure you have clicked the porphyry or placidus or pop. Do not rely on the equal house system for MC and IC. MCIC has nothing to do with the equal house or equal Rashi, right? Because this is a technical astronomical point. Only porphyry, Shripati house system, Placidus house system, Pop house system, geomaintenance, etc. Whatever the house system, except equal, right? You will find the same degree of ascent MC and IC. House system can change whether you use Sripati house system, whether you use Placidus house system. MC is always identical because MC is a real astronomical phenomena on the sky. It cannot change, right? Whether you use regimentinous houses, whether you use Campanus house system, whatever, MC remains the same. Other house cuts change, but MC remains same. So this is how you can find the MC. The fourth house cusp is IC. The 10th house cusp or the house cusp. Cusp mean point. Cusp mean point. Remember, house is different. Point is different. Point is a dot. House is a area, place, right? Point and place. This is a difference. MC is a 10th house cusp. You can easily find from the Geora software. Move on next slide. There is also good app, Jyotish app. You can find the IC and MC from Jyotish app. There is a tab under main chart of Bhava. Tap on the Bhava. You will find a list of house curve. MC is 10 house curve and IC the 4th house curve. If you are using any other app, no worry. If it furnishes the Bhava Chale chart, you can easily find the MC and IC. And if you are using Western astrological software, it is very easy. MC and IC are always mentioned as a house in 4010 house in a wheel chart, in Western astrological wheel chart. Can we move on to the next slide? So, and this is a quotation from Robert Han. I think I've seen it before. So, next slide. Come to the technique. Right. Yes, I think everybody watching is interested in the predictive and predictive formulas rather than theoretical concept and gibberish. Okay. Now, what MC indicates, MC point, and what IC indicates in your chart? Simple thing. MC carries almost all signification of your 10th house. MC is a point, special point, but it is equal to the many signification of a 10th house. There is authority, there is a recognition, there is a power, there is a form, there is a social status, right? All things 10th house, your career, profession, calling. MC as a point indicate all these things in an intense manner. 10th house is a big house, right? MC is a point, right? So as IC carries, IC adopts many signification of a 4th house. Your place where you live, residence, right? Your relatives, right? Your domestic peace, your parents, especially both the parents, right? IC indicates both the parents, and I will explain as an example chart how a good or bad planet conjunct to IC can give you a zabardast predictive view, right? So this is what IC indicates, and IC stands for in your chart, any chart, right? 10th house signification, 4th house signification. Keep in mind whether MC falls in 11th house of Rashi or 9th house of Rashi. Don't worry. It's a point. The key point is any planet conjunct to MC point. MC is a special point. Any planet conjunct to MC point within 4 5 degree. 3 4 5 degree. It's in close conjunction, degree, longitudinally, right? It's not like that MC is 2 degree and your planet is 29 degree and you are clapping wow 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 wow. No, no. There should be a close conjunction between any planet and MC within 3 4 5 degrees. Then it works. If there is any planet conjunct to MC at birth, it dominates the planet, whatever its signification. Your public persona, your profession, authority, and expertise. Because MC is a point that is most visible. This is the top. So, sure, whatever talent you have, and it is known to the public, if a planet is conjunct to the MC, it will reveal, right? Similarly, if any planet is conjunct to IC point may be in a 4th house, in a 3rd house, in a 5th house, but IC the point, special point. If any planet conjunct to the IC within 3, 4, 5 degree, it is important to note it dominates your overall private life. Private life is your personal life, your domestic life, your home life, your parental relation, your home affairs, your peace of mind, etc. etc. Right? Your genes and your ancestry as well. Right? So these are two important clues. Other aspect apart from conjunction here, I note I in point B and C, I have just mentioned the conjunction, close conjunction within 3, 4, 5 degrees. But if there are other aspects, suppose longitudinal aspect, right? Like trine, like square, light, sextile, etc. on MC or IC, then these aspects may also work if there are closest. In case of many aspects, suppose there are conjunction, there is a sextile, there is a square, etc., etc., then prefer what aspect is more closer and what aspect is applying rather than separating aspect. So this is the predictive clues or predictive hint related to the MC and IC. So move on next slide. So there are example charts. So this is a example chart of a native who has Sagittarius ascendant, right? And Moon and Ketu in a first house, and two deadly malefics are in 10th house and in Gira Yudh. Right? Note, there are two closely conjunct planets, two malefics in a 10th house. But just notice where is the MC. MC is in 11th house Libra. MC degree in this chart is 11th Rashi Libra, 6th degree 53. And this MC is closely conjunct by Jupiter. So there is a less than a degree difference. The close conjunction of Jupiter, right? So Jupiter close conjunction is far more important here than Saturn Sun conjunction in 10th house. This person was born in a very humble and ordinary, but he rose to prominence in his early midlife, 20s, right? And he just went abroad, got a good job, then he came back, then he got a higher education, very good earning, he made his own property, and he outshined everybody in his own siblings and among all relatives. He earns in millions. He has a very respectable position. He has his own company, despite he was born in a poor family, right? Malefics in four Kandra Sharp dosha, right? But MC conjunct, MC special point conjunct Jupiter. Jupiter owns the first house and fourth house, right? This gives a lot of respect. This gives the name of property. This gives education. This gives love and respect from the relatives, and overall a good social status and good respectable and reputable life, because Jupiter is conjunct to the MC in this chart. This is important. Despite having a malefic 10th house and 10th lord is weak, is 0 degree. Despite all these, MC special point is conjunct by the Jupiter. So, by and large, this is a success story just because of a unique position of MC conjunct to the MC. By the way, here in this case, Jupiter, apart from Jupiter, MC is also affected by another planet. If you can consider the longitudinal degree wise trine, and Mercury is closely trined by MC. I have told earlier, MC also indicates your calling. This person owns the software house. He's a software engineer, double engineer, MC, and MS in computer sciences, also owner of a company to the administrator, give administration. So that's so 10th house is badly placed, but the point MC point is closely conjunct to the Jupiter and trine to the Mercury. So his whole life has lot of benefits related to Jupiter and Mercury. So this is how special point MC works. So can we move on a next example? Typical chart 2. Yes, this is a chart of a celebrity or perhaps a royalty. Queen Elizabeth II, who recently died, right? And she was the longest serving monarch in the history, right? And this is a double A rating chart. Accurate date, accurate time, minute, second, right? Recorded, well recorded. She has also has a Sagittarius ascendant with respect to sidereal Indian chart, but in a Western chart, the ascendant is a Capricorn. Okay. Here in this chart, MC is falling in 12th house. This is wondering. You may wonder how can MC be 12th house because MC defines the 10th house. How can MC be in 12th Rashi chart? It is possible because she was born in London, right? This is extreme of northern latitude area. Persons born in London, Ireland, Norway, Scandinavian region, Holland, or Upper Russia may have their MC in 12th house rather than in 9, 10, 11. It may be possible technically. I have chosen this example especially to indicate that it is also possible that yes, your MC can be in 12th Rashi chart, not in Bhava Chalit chart. In Bhava Chalit chart, if if our Chalit chart, the Saturn position will be, but here we are considering the example of MC and IC. So this lady has MC conjunct to Saturn, right? And she is the longest serving queen in history. Saturn, the most durable. She was not in politics, not in politics. If she was in public politics, she may be dethroned or kicked out of the power, ousted by the power because Saturn is really do things like this, right? But Saturn here is conjunct to the MC. In a few minutes earlier, I have told the Saturn indicates your expertise, talent, overall public persona, and social status, right? Have you noticed how Queen Elizabeth looked, appeared? She was calm, calculated, sober, not funny like a Diana, just serious, damn serious, old teacher like lady, right? Right. So many Saturn nine traits you can find in her life, in her daily life, at least in her perception, how she is perceived, right? She was too long lived, right? Right. So Saturn in general defines her profession and calling. Most of us usually consider that being a king or queen is like a just like a Genghis Khan thing. No, in modern time, king and queen are actually the job of being formal all the time. You have to follow certain rules. You have to wear certain clothes. You have to walk like this, handshake like this, eat at that time, address the public at this manner, right? So these all sort of restrictions and rules and regulation are actually indicator or symbolizes by the Saturn, and in the chart of Queen Elizabeth II, Saturn is conjunct to the MC. Her overall career of decades, around 70 years or more than 70 years in power. Power not in a modern context, but constitutional monarchy, formality, or like that is defined by the Saturn, right? So can we move on a next example? There is a third example, and here this is the chart of a male, right? And this is an interesting chart. And this chart here we are considering the MC and IC, right? Here MC and IC are both conjunct by two planets, right? MC in Taurus 10th house Rashi chart. MC is in a 10th house. Ideally, let's look at the degree of MC. MC degree is 18, right? And it is closely conjunct by Mars. Of course, Moon is there, but Moon is not conjuncting. We will not consider Moon for conjuncting. We will consider the degree, closeness of the degree. MC is conjunct Mars, right? And opposite to MC, IC, always 180-degree apart. MC is even tightly conjunct by Neptune retrograde. Okay, this person actually has a Martian effect in his calling. He was actually had worked as a real estate property Mars conjunct to the MC, right? And he has an athletic body, actually bit angry and emotional as well as as a perception as a whole, but quite intelligent because Mercury is in a first house and quite well versed in talking, right? But important point in his life is defined by his private life and personal life in childhood especially. IC is conjunct to Neptune. Whenever IC is conjunct to Neptune, the either parent of a child was absent, was died, or lived in another city. This is important predictive clue. You can test it, right? In this chart, I see closely conjunct to Neptune. There is a 2-degree difference, right? His father in his child actually married another lady and also had affair. He had resentment to his father, right? Father was absent, also addicted. Neptune is also indicator of addicted parent, either of you. If not mother and father, then the relative, close relative of your mother, sibling of your father or mother, could be addicted if Neptune is conjunct to the IC. I think this point of Venus Neptune Pluto predictive points I had explained a couple of years before or last year, I think, in some lecture. So here we are considering the MC and IC. We should consider the degree-wise closeness. So in this case, the Mars played its role and the Neptune also played its role. So this is the summary of how MC and IC indicates or effects in a natal chart. They can also be effectively used in transit. Can we move on our next slide? Last hint. This is important. Whether you are using Indian astrology or Western astrology, you can use transit, MC and IC in transit. Of course, most of the astrology softwares do not display or mention MC and IC separately inside the chart. But if you have noted down and you can make some workout on Excel sheet or some Western astrological software, then this is a very good technique. So the point is multi-hit transit. What is multi-hit transit? Or station of slow-moving planet over MC. Multi-hit transit mean a point where a planet conjunct to your MC, then it stations for the retrogression, then it goes back, then it again comes back on this planet at this point. Suppose you are standing on a road, a cycle comes on your foot, on your any of your foot, then it reverse, then it again just roll on. So it is a triple or double thing. I think if you, it is difficult for me here to explain this point because it involves what I should time map actually, a time map. So if a planet on a certain quarter or a month, right, or sometime a year, aspect or conjunct MC and IC twice or thrice, then it affect your profession, social status, and any public event, right? Profession, any major change in your profession, promotion or demotion can happen if any slow moving planet is hitting your IC, whether MC, sorry, MC, whether your MC is in 11th house Rashi, 9th house Rashi, 10th house Rashi. But suppose if Saturn is hitting your MC in transit, transiting Saturn hitting your MC, there must be any change in your profession, whether for good or bad, whether there is a promotion, whether it's a demotion. If promotion, you Saturn brings promotion usually with responsibilities and lot of exhaustion, or it can be a demotion, right? And Jupiter, of course, it's a hope of new promotion, new job, a lot of talks, etc., etc. And if any planet, slow moving planet, conjunct in transit to the special point of MC, then it can affect your social status as well for good and bad, good planet, good, like recognition and fame, and if bad or afflicted transiting planet, then its scandal or notoriety can result. So public event also indicated by MC point, right? Like big ceremony, like marriage ceremony. In case of, I have noted in case of females, right? If any important slow moving planet like Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, right? If they are respecting your MC, some major event or even event of marriage take place, or may sometime, sometime it is also possible that a major life threat or attack also take place when a planet conjuncts or aspect to the MC. Recent example is Donald Trump. There was an assassination attempt on 13th July 2024 on Donald Trump. On the week or perhaps on the day of his attack, Mars and Uranus was very close to his natal MC point. You can recheck. Donald Trump has a double A rating chart. Very accurate date and time. There is no need to rectification. MC is a sensitive point. You can recheck. On the week and day of his assassination attempt on him, there was a transiting Mars and transiting Uranus, both indicating sudden attack. Uranus sudden, Mars, right? And it was a public event, open to all, right? It was public event. So there was an assassination because he was closely conjuncted by transiting Mars and transiting Saturn at that moment. So, right? And there was also reason Mars can conjunct your MC every year or every 2 3 year, but this time it was it was also along with Uranus, and this was first time in its life, right? Because Uranus revolves around the zodiac, right? So at the other hand, IC can also be used in transit, multi-hit transit, or station of slow moving planet over IC point in conjunct to natal IC. Any transit. Suppose if Jupiter is conjunct to your IC multiple times in a quarter of a year in a 12-year cycle, right? Or in a sometime in month, then it brings usually change of earth under your feet, relocation, sometimes buying, selling, or rebuilding, or repairing, or expanding your real property. If suppose if a malefic planet, suppose if you have a natal Saturn in a bad position and Saturn is also transiting or hitting your IC curves, there are good chances that the Earth will move under your feet and you may expand some money or home repair or feel bad about the relatives, right? I see. Sometimes I have usually noted that Saturn in transit stationary, just conjunct, go ahead, retrograde, again conjunct and station. At that point, there is usually a concern related to the parents or parent. There is a health concern related to the parents, and sometimes I have seen the death of parents when a malefic planet station and conjunct to the ice. I've seen a lot of when malefic planet conjunct to the IMC point is usually related closer to the death of your parent. If you are going to rectify your chart, you can use MC and IC in transit to rectify the month and uh, if you know the date and month and year of an event, you can use to rectify your chart by using MC and IC in transit because they are special points like ascendant and descendant and they quickly move. So you can rectify your chart by using the transit of a slow moving outer planet. I'm referring on this page, I'm referring the slow moving outer planet. I'm not referring here in transit or Mercury in transit or Venus in transit. They are quick planet and they can do one, but I am here referring transit to the slow moving planet. And they near the phase of their retrogression because if a planet conjunct in transit conjunct to your natal MC and IC, near the time of retrogression, it is usually hit your natal planet or natal MC and IC twice. So this is how you can use MC and IC. I think yeah, MC is there is a point MC equal to 10,000, IC is equal to 10,000 will be available in any. This is true for a Western chart and this is true for Bhava Chalit chart, right? I'm answering this question, but this is not true for Rashi. I'm told again, I'm telling you again and again. Do not consider your 10th house in Rashi chart is not equal to MC. Remember this. MC is a point, technical point, astronomical point. You can manually or mathematically calculate it, right? MC and IC conjunct on any fixed star will be magnified. Yes, this is very important, and this is actually a modern Western astrological technique. I have not bring it here just to make things simple and plain. Yes, it is very important. And actually, fixed star in on are seen on all four cusps. ascendant, descendant, MC, IC. These are four cardinal points: east, west, north, south. Simple. So this is the sum and summary of MC and IC. So move on next slide, the question and answer session. If you have any question, please. Or are we going to conclude? Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, can you take some questions?
Yes, yes, yes. Feel free to raise question or throw question on me.
I'm not seeing any relevant question. You have already addressed these questions. So, anybody have any doubts or queries, they can ask.
I
MC and
think they've
IC.
already been answered by
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir has whatever questions I can see in the chat, they've all been answered by you. So
Thank you. Thank you. So nice of you. And thank to everybody who is patiently listening me. And also thank to you for managing this event
Sir, if I may
effectively
add,
and greatly.
we are lucky
I should
to
also
have
thank to
you.
you.
We are very lucky to have you. When we were having practice sessions and we heard from Sumera, we heard so much praise about you. This is the first time I'm seeing your lectures, and they were both amazing. So
Thank you.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Very good knowledge for us.
This whole lecture is already live on YouTube. Okay, so many
Well,
people are already watching it.
Acha,
So,
okay. I didn't know. Actually, I am not very much technical related to social media. Social media is my weaker point. So I'm not sure where it is live or not live actually. But thanks to all who are patiently listening. And I'm not saying to blindly believe me. Try to explore yourself. I may be wrong. I may be half. I'm just giving you a clue. Explore yourself. Test it. If it finds if it finds true in your practice, then accept it. If not, do not accept it. I'm not a special, right? Just explore yourself.